album review. Madlib is a legendary producer inside of hip-hop and is one of my personal favorites. There are so many unique, beautiful, and sample-heavy instrumentals made by him. Madlib is an amazing artist, especially when you pair him with other amazing artists. Madlib has easily some of the best collaboration albums I can think of. The obvious one is Mad Villainy by Madvillain, aka MF Doom and Madlib, the poster child for underground hip-hop. An incredibly influential album with some of the best beats you've ever heard and some of the best lyrics you've ever heard. While not actually a collab album, some may think of the Quasimodo tapes. Quasimodo is the alternate personality of Madlib, much like Slim Shady or Wolf Haley. Even though they aren't actually collab albums, they're still amazing. But then there are two amazing ones, one of which I'll be covering today. Pinata in 2014 and Bandana in 2019 are both amazing projects. While I am not nearly as experienced with Pinata as I am Bandana, I've heard amazing things about it. Both of these projects are collaborations between Freddie Gibbs and Madlib. Today we're going to be talking about their second album together, Bandana. And without further ado, enjoy.
What? Well, why you going, man, I need a bit.
The first track is a short interlude that tells us to buckle up from Bandana. And it seems like it's using a Asian text-to-speech software because it sounds very artificial. Along with the text-to-speech, there's a little guitar line, which is very pleasant. I couldn't find out if it was a sample or not, but knowing Madlib, it most likely is. It kind of feels like the first track is just people listening to the radio and they're switching channels until they finally get to the actual first track of Bandana, which is freestyle shit.
I want it all, nigga, all leather, 25th and Jackson, I'm back in that.
As the first actual track on the second Mad Gibbs album. I don't think that name's real. I'm pretty sure it was a fan creation, so don't ask me. The song's great. Freddie Gibbs and Madlib have great chemistry together. Freddie's commanding and booming voice while he spits some amazing lyrics and amazing flows is always great to listen to. Meanwhile, Madlib is creating this unconventional but catchy horn sample beat that kind of goes off on the offbeats. It may take a few listens to get used to, but it's actually a great beat. Freddie a lot of times on this record will talk about his past experiences with being a drug dealer. A lot of his lyrics are drug talk, so do get used to it because it comes up a lot. For an actual first track, the song is excellent. It shows you how well these two work together and how great their chemistry is. The amount of creative energy on this track is very impressive and leads you wondering to what they can do next. And they pull off something very weird. This track accomplishes something quite astonishing, an actually good trap beat. As I'm sure you could tell, I'm not a fan of trap because I find it corny and repetitive sometimes. But maybe I'm just a Madlib meat writer because I actually really enjoy his beat, especially when combined with Freddie. Freddie begins to talk about the typical braggadocious lyrics you'll hear, so women, cars, money, etc. I usually really don't care for braggadocious lyrics, but Freddie's voice and flow really just make me actually care about it and read into it, which is rare. And then the second half of the song kicks in. It really starts more chaotic, what with the percussion and the intense drums. The second half covers the drugs and crack part in the title, Half Cocaine. Great track. Very experimental, and actually got me to enjoy a trap beat. This song is actually perfect. Like, it catches you off guard how good it is, but it really is. All parts of the song work together perfectly. The beat, the sample, and Freddie. The only thing that's wrong with the song is how short it is. It's only 3 minutes. Freddie is amazing on the song, and he has probably my favorite flow on this entire album and the best I've ever heard from him. That's not much. I've only listened to this album. The hook on the song is so catchy and head boppy. The sample on the song is perfect. The bridge on the song is perfect. Somehow, Madlib's chill beat mellows perfectly with Freddie's boomy and fast, aggressive flow. Once again, this song needs to be longer. One thing some may not enjoy, me included, is that there is a short interlude near the end of the song, which doesn't even really go to the next track very well. But that isn't the song's fault. Genuinely, perfect song. It feels like Madlib took a back seat to this because the beat isn't nearly as interesting as the other ones. The sample can also be annoying sometimes. Freddie thankfully is still really good, but his performance doesn't stand out compared to the rest of them. Not really too much to say for this one. Freddie is still good with his lyrics and voice, but I just wish the beat was better. Thankfully, Madlib picked it back up and helped create a classic track. The beautiful beat just allows for Freddie to go off, along with his two features. I really struggled to listen to Pusha T. I tried Daytona, but his style was really off-putting for me, so I just kind of stopped. But I do enjoy his verse on the song very much. I really enjoyed his flow and his lyrics. Killer Mike is someone I am barely connected to, if at all. I only know him because he won the Grammy over Utopia. And that's it. Thankfully, he does a good job on the chorus. Also, his voice is very nice. The song ends with a really funny skit that caught me off guard at first. It gave me a case of the funnies. Very solid track and is among the best off the album.
Shit so real, gotta use fake names. Every time I sleep, dead faces, they occupy.
This song starts off with a pretty straightforward but enjoyable beat. Freddie's flow is good, but the song starts to get really good when the beat switches. It changes into this peaceful and retro type beat, but with the vinyl crackling. Then Freddie delivers an amazing flow with his usual good lyrics. One thing I could say about this beat is that I felt like I was getting edged while listening to it. I kept thinking something would drop or something would happen, but it never really did. It does have some nice horns and some moving lines, but that's it. It's still a great song though.
I beat the pop like Joseph beat Mike and Jermaine.
Getting straight to the point, I think we can definitively see the chemistry between these two on this track in full. The menacing guitar beat mellows perfectly with Freddie. His flow and lyrics are always very solid, but they're especially good on this track. But then the beat switches to this more tame and slow beat. While I enjoyed the first beat and flow quite a bit more, this one's still good. Freddie is very new to me, so discovering how good he is a pretty good shock to me. Even though I think the song peaks in the first half, it's still a good song. Here we get the tried and true Freddie Gibbs rapping over a iconic Madlib beat about his past and drugs. Freddie really does go off on the song and it's very impressive. I really don't have much to say about this track. Not to make it seem like it's not good, quite the opposite actually, I think it's amazing. It just never captured me in a way that the other songs did. If you really enjoyed the song, please do let me know down in the comments below. Speaking of which, in the comments, please let me know what you think of this project, or maybe even give me suggestions on what projects to review next. I always appreciate a comment. At the end of the track, we get this skit that kind of just confuses me. Mostly because there's this type of baseball organ beat going on while someone is talking, and it just confuses me. Good track overall.
Turned up like Tony Jugger the speakerphones. Fuck Sosa, bitch, I guess so.
Something I will admit that is a fault for this project is that sometimes these songs can feel samey and blend together. Keep in mind, this is really only on face value. It's just that sometimes I can forget some songs exist and confuse them with others. It's just a lot of time they kind of fill the same role. A sample heavy unique rap beat with Freddie Gibbs using his booming voice with a good flow and good lyrics. Obviously this doesn't mean the songs are bad. Quite the opposite actually. It allows the album to be consistent and very well rounded. But this in turn can also backfire by making it sound samey, like I said. Projects such as the Melodic Blue by Baby Keem are good examples of how you can have a variety of tracks on an album and it could still work. But then again, there are albums like Pink Tape or Cherry Bomb which don't have great reputations for stuff like this. I am a huge fan of Cherry Bomb and I'm a huge defender for it, so you know when I'm saying this, you know I'm serious. There are maybe at least two horrible tracks on Cherry Bomb, and I will say that forever. I haven't listened to Pink Tape yet. That's just a reputation I've heard for it. If you want me to review it, let me know in the comments. Back to the actual song. Thankfully, that samey feel kind of just disappears once we get to the second half of the song. Flows and lyrics are always on point. The beat is excellent as always. The hook and bridge is actually pretty unique and cool, but we can't not talk about the best part of the song, Anderson .Paak. He brings some much needed variety to the song and brings good lyrics and flow. The song is pretty good if you ask me, but it can just be hidden in a track list sometimes.
My nigga, I'm empty paying for. She about to get off work at the club. I used to.
This is one of the most unique tracks we've gotten yet. Thankfully that issue of the samey songs isn't nearly as bad as I made it sound. The beat for this one is actually quite beautiful. The harmonizing vocals and the jazz implements mellow so well with Freddie. So many lines are so thought-provoking, like him breaking up with the streets. I haven't really heard what people think of each song individually. This album isn't as big as the other albums I've covered so far, so please tell me what you like in the comments about this album. I will most likely reply. This song is actually really good and it provides a nice change of variety.
Old school, Chevy things, Cadillacs, smoking on that good.
One thing I need to say immediately is how much I like Freddie's rhyme scheme here. It's so easy to follow, but it's so damn impressive to hear. Then you combine this with this kind of glorious beat Madlib made on his iPad. Oh yeah, every beat on this album was made on Madlib's iPad. So yeah, he's my vote for best producer. This may be another song I give that seal of perfection because I don't see anything wrong. Even the beat switch keeps the essence of the first beat perfectly, and that's incredibly hard to do, and they pull it off flawlessly.
Yeah.
Madlib's beat consists of some nice percussion, a soothing bass line, some moving lines, and is very nice to listen to. But then we get to Freddie's part, and it's interesting. He takes more of a singy approach to this song, and I'm very conflicted. On one hand, his singing isn't bad at all, but on the other hand, it's not that good either. But one thing it does do is it shows some weakness towards him, and that can be reflected in the lyrics, which is very interesting. A lot of tracks can do this, and a lot of them are amazing, like You off of Kendrick Lamar's T-Bab. But then again, this is such a drastic change compared to the lot of the album where we get Freddie's huge, boomy, awesome voice, and then we get his kind of weird singing. It's good, but it just feels out of place. I'm not sure. I'm very conflicted. The song is still great, but I think it's just gonna go on the lower half of the album for me just because I'm not sure how to feel about it. This song feels so extravagant and I could not explain why. It's most likely the vocals from the beat and the piano that gives it this kind of victorious and triumphant feel. And is it just me or is the mic quality substantially worse on this song? Both features have such an odd quality to their mics where it just sounds off. I'm very obviously nitpicking, as is literally the only flaw I can see in this song. Again, it's something I would probably give the seal of approval if it wasn't for the mic quality. Freddie and both samples are all amazing. Their lyrics are perfect, their flows are perfect.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Terrence Crutcher, motherfucker Betty Shelby.
For the final track of Bandana, we get another triumphant and victorious beat, along with Freddie rapping about his past and how he's going to get better. I am a little bit disappointed that this was the final track because I feel Education would be the better final track, in my opinion. So Rights definitely isn't bad, I just prefer Education as an actual song and as an ender for an album. The end of the album is the final chorus, then it stops, plays a beat, which is actually a very nice beat. It plays it for a little bit, then the record scratches and the album ends. But if the album ended with that Education line at the end of Education, would have been an amazing ending. Soul Rights is good, but I think it just could have been swapped with Education as a closer. And that was Bandana, consisting of some amazing beats by Madlib and some amazing lyrics and flows by Freddie Gibbs. This album is amazing, and I would highly recommend giving it a listen if you haven't yet. In fact, I might just make a Pinata video now because I enjoyed this album so much, even though I haven't actually listened to it yet. I am very sorry for the break between the graduation video and this one. A lot of stuff happened. I was working on the Man on the Moon video, and I just kind of stopped because I wasn't feeling inspiration. Like, the album just started to get kind of worse for me, sadly. It started losing me, which sucks. I'm sure given time it will come back, but it just stopped. So I took a break, and then I hit the worst writer's block I've ever had, and I had a tough dilemma to choose. So I wanted to make a video for 100 subs. I had so many options. I was going to recreate the Igor video, the first video I did, for 100 subs because I thought that'd be very fitting given my whole branding and the whole profile picture of the banner is both Igor. And it's what I actually want to talk about. I love that album. And I wanted to make it like Brick Radio's YouTube videos. Actually, I've been commenting on his. He's been commenting on my posts. He's very nice. I'm happy. His videos are very cool too, and they do inspire me to try and become more professional with it. Because my videos, I like having the personal touch of my face, being very homemade, as you could tell. His videos are very journalistic, and they're what my goal is. But unfortunately, I've been busy for so long. I planned on making a Taylor Swift ranking of her entire discography. That would have been cool, except I would have had to listen to 10 albums, all Taylor Swift, and I don't really care for Taylor Swift. And as funny as that would have been and how much fun I'm sure you guys would have had watching it, it would not have been fun making it. I don't even know how to script write for an album that short. My whole point is that I write an entire album. I'm not writing 10 reviews in one video. That's like 2 hours at least. But then I had other ideas and they just kept changing over and over again. So after graduation, it was going to be Man on the Moon, but then that stopped. So it was going to be Igor, but then that stopped. So I was like, okay, we're going to do Blonde, because I started listening to Blonde again because Tennis Tom, amazing YouTuber, uploaded his Blonde video. I was like, this is going to be great. I went and listened to Blonde. I loved it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make a video on it. Then I stopped listening to Blonde because I was still busy. Then I listened to The Forever Story, which is probably my third favorite album right now. And I made a post saying it was perfect. It is. I will probably still make a video on it. But this one was, well, I guess this one was, it wasn't easier, but I just wanted to make this one more. But then that changed. But then the TFS turned into Mr. Mel and the Big Steppers because I listened to N95. And I said, fuck it, we're going to listen to the entire album. And I actually really enjoyed it. It was amazing. So I was like, okay, we're going to make a video on it. And then the day I am recording this and I wrote the entire script, I listened to Bandana for the first time. And I said, this is it. I'm going to do this one. I enjoy it. And here we are. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for watching. And thank you so much for 100 subs. I finally get to say it. After, I think at graduation, we were at 96 subscribers, around there. And in the 3 to 4 weeks, we are at 126 subscribers now. Shortly after I uploaded graduation, graduation did very well. It's my second best performing video behind Wolf, which, by the way, just hit 2K views on Wolf. Very cool. And I just changed all the thumbnails too. I'm trying something different. I saw some more thumbnails that I wanted to try because I thought my thumbnails were unoriginal and they just looked the same as everyone else's. I thought, okay, well, let's try to make it more simple, more homemade. Maybe people will like it more. So I'm experimenting. But yeah, thank you all so much for 100 subs. It means a lot to me. I just started this channel 3 months ago. I started early January because I thought it would be fun to record my thoughts. Then I made an album review, then it just kept going, and music journalism has been an amazing thing. I've listened to more music ever in my life right now. It's been a huge part of my life, and that's all thanks to this video. Or not this video, actually, this entire channel. My bad. And I really appreciate that. I love all you guys. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a blessed day, and goodbye.